Well, who'd have thought it? We're going to have to pay road tax for our electric vehicles a lot sooner than anticipated. I mean, it was clearly on the cards, but that was a lot further in the distance. Unfortunately, the electric car con has worked a little too well, and to plug the hole in the revenue from the loss of an ever-growing number of motorists who are now exempt, having, I believe, fallen for this, just like the good old diesel days when we were sold that pipe dream, which turned out pretty badly when we all discovered that diesel was in fact the spawn of Satan. On this current trajectory, fuel and excise duty will be zero by 2040. Electric cars will sadly, unlike combustion engines, need to be charged twice. Firstly, at the pump to get them going, and then on the road to keep them going. And on top of that, there are murmurs of a charging system based on how many miles you clock up, which sounds a bit big brothery to me, almost as though this was always the plan. The Chancellor, which for now is Jeremy Hunt, is apparently contemplating forcing people with electric cars and vans to pay this tax by 2025. He is also, it is reported, looking to reduce or scrap many of the incentives that have encouraged people to go down this route in the first place. The lack of cash coming in has been described as an emergency situation, which, in my view, is much of their own making. And now we, the suckers, will be squeezed like lemons with cuts to spending to boot to keep markets happy. And let's not forget, we are in an energy crisis which is forcing up domestic energy bills, which are being subsidised by the government, so that's us, which we will have to pay back over the next few decades. How on earth do they think that the average person trying to carve out a living can afford this nonsense? The only good thing about moving electric car tax forward 5 years before the 2030 ban on the sale of new petrol vehicles is that there is hopefully enough time for people to vote with their wallets. I mean, I'm all for a cleaner environment, but I cannot see how electric cars will work and in that sort of arbitrary time frame that they've given. And huge credit to Rishi Sunak for copping out of COP27. It's ironic that those insisting that he goes, like Sir Keir Starmer, are also calling for decarbonisation incentives, which in my view smacks of hypocrisy. Think of the carbon that was pumped into the atmosphere last year when some 20,000 attended COP in Glasgow, many getting there by private jet. In actual fact, no one should be flying there. If these people are serious, they should have the conference via Zoom. Remember how the electric vehicles there couldn't cope and a diesel generator had to be used instead? Where are the charging points? What is the plan for people in high-rise and those without driveways? And at 44k a pop, how on earth do you expect people to be able to afford these damn things in the first place? It's a joke.